What's up, everyone? Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and I just want to give you guys a League Start update for 3.26 Mercenaries of Trothus. We're also getting now the Secrets of the Atlas expansion. Pretty awesome, lots of stuff going on. I know a lot of people are mad about the connection problems on console and EU, but fortunately for me, I'm in the United States and I haven't had any of those problems for the most part. But anyway, if you've never watched any of my POE videos before, the builds I like to play are super tanky and do a lot of damage at the same time because I like farming Valdos. So my number one favorite, I've tried a bunch of different builds that are good at farming Valdos, but my favorite that I've done is the triple charge stacker, tri-charge stacker that I did in Settlers. I also played it in Frisia. If you haven't seen any of those videos, feel free to just check out I've got a lot of videos on my channel, but just look for tri-charge stacker. My V3 version in Settlers was probably the best one. In any case, they nerfed the heck out of it because they nerfed Ephemeral Edge and they nerfed Relicash Boots, among other things, but especially those things. Now, it wasn't a Lightning Strike build, so we didn't have to worry about that part, but especially the nerf to Relicash is pretty bad. So I was really hoping to do a League Start that would go right into this build because I regretted not going straight into it during Frisia, and I had this, what I thought was a great idea that really flopped, so it kind of ruined my League Start in some ways. So I decided I wanted to go Trickster, and the reason why I wanted to go Trickster was because Trickster can steal a Flesh Flame Ascendancy point from Assassin that gives +1 power charge, and then I would have one more charge to work with, and I wouldn't be using Masterful Form from Slayer. I would not be getting endurance charges that way. I was assuming, which this is where I really messed up, especially I'm using that word assume, right? I was assuming that I was not going to be using Replica Ambu's charge, but actually Ambu's charge, the regular version, because I was doing testing in Standard before 3.26 came out. I was doing a lot of testing, and I did not know it was discontinued because I'm dumb. And this says, gain up to maximum endurance charges when you take Critical Strike. And it says your nearby party members' maximum endurance charges is equal to yours. So that was the big thing. So I'm thinking, I'm going to throw this on my Merc, and I can get up to 12 endurance charges on my Merc to share with me. So now I don't have to. Could I get more endurance charges from using Masterful Form and stuff? Yeah, I could probably get 14. But I could do this instead. My Merc's giving me the 12. 12 is super close. It would have been fine. And then he would have 12, and then he'd share the max with me, and then he would also be doing things like Enduring Cry, and I would be using Grandstanding. What is it called? Supreme Grandstanding. This right here on my Elegant Hubris, which I assumed I would find at some point. And this would share, I would be taking some endurance charges and other charges from my Merc and my allies if I was in a party with people. And then also I was hoping that he would be using Conduit, which is right here, and says share endurance, frenzy, and power charges. Now, I did testing with this in Standard, with Conduit, with Supreme Grandstanding, and with the Ambu's charge thing, and it worked really well. Where I really messed up though is I did not know that the Merc was going to be an ally, not a party member. So as you can see, this says party members, and this isn't even in the game. So if I wanted to use the replicas version, which could still help me a lot, same idea. It's party. This says party. Everything on here says party, not ally. Conduit, back to Conduit. Same thing. It says party members. So this doesn't work with Mercs. But what does work with Mercs, the only thing that's charge sharing that does work with Mercs is Supreme Grandstanding. Nearby allies and enemies share charges with you. And then, enemies can actually steal charges from you as well, which you can turn off on the tree. But this says allies. So this is really strong, and you can still get endurance charges from your Merc, but getting maximum endurance charges is not a thing. So that really messed up my whole League Start. So what I did is I'm going to log off and switch to my other character. Let's see. Nerfs can't hold me back, which they did because it didn't work out. So this is a Trickster. I grabbed some gear off of him, but I was just playing the Frost Blink of Wintry Blast Mines build that John Grimp had put together as like a last minute, like, what am I going to do now on the Trickster? And it was okay. I didn't like it a whole, like, it was fine. And what I did is I did a lot of heisting, and I did a bunch of Chaos Recipe, heisting. I did a little bit of mapping, and I ended up making some divines. I got 2 divine drops when I did mapping. I got one from a merc, and I got one from just a raw drop, which was pretty awesome because I was in low-level maps. I probably farmed, I don't know, 600 chaos in heist, plus a bunch of bubblegum, which I sold some of my bubblegum for chaos lately. You can say I'm like flat broke. I'm actually in debt because I owe my friend David 1 divine because he let me borrow one to buy something. So in any case, this trickster idea kind of just fell through, and maybe I'll still play something on this trickster after I'm done building my tri-charge stacker and wanting to do some other builds. So let's go back to the tri-charge stacker. Nerf Messiah. I don't know if anyone gets the Messiah joke. Snoobay. So let's talk about the tri-charge stacker, and let's just look at where I'm at. And this is just going to be like an update, and then I'll probably make another update like tomorrow morning or whatever after I give you my plans and stuff. So this character, this is my second character. So this is a Slayer. I could have also gone champion to Flesh Flame into Masterful Form, but I didn't really want to. So I'm only level 69, nice. And this is kind of like the level that I needed to be to wear most of like the new gear. And I'm really missing a huge piece of the puzzle, which is the Rallikash boots. Rallikash boots are currently like 3 divine, and I'm negative divine. So I need to, tonight I need to start getting some money again. I need to get to work, right? So I did get some huge, awesome pieces of gear though that I was not expecting to be able to get so early. And this is not a Cloak of Flame. It just looks like one. This is one that someone bricked on a Vol Orb, and just happened to have decent stats for, I think it was like 3C or something like that, and just had some energy shield to throw on it with some life, and at the time I wanted some life and whatever. So now I don't need, I'm probably not going to need the life in a little bit here. I digress. It was also 6 link with the sockets that would work well, the colors that would be good for me, which are not easy to get, by the way, because when you're trying to get 4 red or 3 red on an energy shield base, it's very difficult if you're broke. Okay, so score. This is a huge score right here. Crown of Eyes with +1 maximum power charges and decent rolls. I got this for 50C. It's literally the same thing that I did last, I think it was Freesia, I want to say. I got same thing, +1 power charge for 50C. I think this one actually has a better roll in the accuracy though, which is awesome. But 50C, very happy with grabbing this. I've got a Badge of the Brotherhood with overcharge already anointed on it. I bought this for 35C, I think, with the anoint already on it. The anoint is like 1+ divine because of the oils, so that was a good score. This Malachi's Loop it's very, very well rolled. I think I got it for like 3C or something like that, but it's like basically perfect rolls. Really high energy shield. It doesn't have a corruption or anything, but it's this just a regular Malachi's Loop. It doesn't get much better than this. My Ephemeral Edge is so good, guys. This was a huge score. I got this for, I think, 20C, I want to say, and it has double implicit with attack speed. Now, I know it doesn't have the Harvest Craft for attack speed, but, I mean, it's 20C. 20C with 49% maximum energy shield and the perfect 15% lightning damage conversion. This was insanely, insanely good. It was an insanely good deal. These are some Surge Binders I just found on the ground. They don't have any ES on them, though, so that sucks, but they do some stuff that can help me, spell power, but the 4% roll is really bad on the damage for spell damage thing, so I probably should consider buying a different pair. I think they're probably 1C. Graven's Secret, this was pretty cheap. I think I got this for like 10C or 5C at the time. I don't know if they're still going so cheap because like they fluctuate. So that's kind of what I'm wearing right now, but without the Rallikash boots, I'm like really weak. So let's take a look at my tree because I have 2 really awesome things on my tree. So number 1, I scored this Watcher's Eye for 50C with block and energy shield recovery rate. So those are the 2 like probably most important things you can get on a Watcher's Eye. If you can get triple discipline, the next thing you'd want to get is energy shield regen, but the recovery rate is actually really good. It'll make your regen even stronger. So that's awesome. And then the big daddy of everything I bought so far is right here. Elegant Hubris 57,860. This is the number I always talk about. I'm always hyping this up. It is maybe the strongest item in the entire build, and maybe probably one of the strongest items in the entire game that no one knows about, because the nodes that you get on this are so insane. You get 4% increased energy shields per power charge, and you get 6 per 10% per charge as well. So that could be, I think one of them is an endurance charge, and then I think most of them are power charges, maybe one's frenzy. But it's just tons and tons of power for what it does. And this is the grandstanding thing, so I can share charges. So I happen to score exactly the right number with the grandstanding at the same time, which is awesome. And I got a second one, which is why I owe my buddy one divine, because I bought it for 2, and he loaned me 1 divine because I only had 1 at the time. And so now I owe him a divine. So hopefully I'll pay him back like tonight or something. But let's see, I have it for sale. I have it for sale for 250 divine. That's kind of like a joke. I'm not actually going to get 250 divine. But last free show, I did sell my first one for 225. But there's other people selling this for cheaper. But this one's actually Caspiro, which for the certain person doing the certain build might be better. Like especially if you're doing dual charge, like a Scion or maybe a Trickster or an Assassin. This is probably, there's a good chance someone might want this one because Caspiro is actually doing the thing where you do not need, I'm just going to go to the page because it's easier to read it than try to do a bad job explaining it. So Elegant Hubris right here. Okay, here we go. Caspiro, Supreme Ostentation is what it's called. Ignore attribute requirements, gain no inherent. This is huge for some builds where they need some like really like gear that's almost impossible to get to the attributes requirement. And then maybe they want to do something like a leadership's price or rational doctrine, probably more likely rational doctrine. And so they want their attributes to be super low when they make them equal. I did a build like this with the Scion during Freesia, the Scavenger, and it was super strong. So I'm hoping I get good, at least 100 divine though for selling this. I might get 200 if I get lucky and I hold on to it for a little bit, but that will be how I will hopefully be able to afford a Mage Blood and some other things at some point. But once I get Relicash Boots, so I need to pay back David 1 divine, and then I need to save up about 3 more divine to get Relicash Boots. Once I have Relicash Boots, I should be rolling. And then after that, what I would want to do is get 3 Supreme Grandstanding Jewels so that I can have 9 Frenzy Charges all the time. I don't think there's a minimum Frenzy Charge thing as well. But it's here, so I probably won't go to get that. Anyway, so what I need to do tonight, I'm only level 69. I still haven't killed Katava, so that's literally the only thing I haven't done on this character. I'll go kill Katava, I'll do my labs. My buddies will, I'm just going to jump in maps with them and get PL'd up to like into the 80s. I need to be level 84 so I can wear the like high-end gear, the highest end bases that have the most energy shield, so then I can do gloves, chest, and boots with really high ES. And then what I really need to do also is I have this Enduring Composure. This was like the cheapest I could get an Enduring Composure small cluster jewel for. And this can start getting me some, excuse me, some endurance charges. I know I sounded crazy right there. And then I need to switch to Zealot's Oath, Eldritch Battery, and CI. I think, do I usually do Ghost Dance as well? I don't think I do Ghost Dance. Sorry, it's been a while. I think I have a POB pulled up. Right, yeah, I'm looking at my POB on another screen right now. I do none of those. Okay, I do Ghost Reaver. That's the one. Ghost Reaver, yeah. So Ghost Reaver. Maybe I already said that. CI. I don't do Eldritch Battery. I don't know why I said that. My bad. And Zealot's Oath. Okay, so that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be leeching ES. I'll be regenning ES, and everything will be good. So now, like right this second, level 69 without Relicash Boots, without those points allocated, I'm pretty weak. I mean, I'm sure I could just go kill Katava right now, but let's just go. This isn't where I want to go. Ravage Square, and let's just go like to the feeding trough area and see how it does. So one thing to mention is you have a lot of things competing with each other. So like Malachi's Loop is giving 2 extra power charges, but it's also destroying your power charges when you get to maximum. So you're like ramping them up and then they're gone. They're ramping them up. Oh, but then the nice thing about this, I forgot. So you're ramping up your power charges. You get 2 extra power charges, but you don't get power charges. You get, what are they called? Absorption charges. So I'm sorry, you do not get power charges at all right now. So no damage from power charges, which I'm losing 1,000,000 damage because like everything in here that says like damage per power charge, blah, blah, blah. I don't have power charges, so it's not working. That's why I need Relicash Boots, because then all of those things will give me tons of damage. Same with anything in here that says like per power charge, spell damage per power charge, not helping me. So I need to get to the boots, right? But this is fine. But then Frenzy of Onslaught. So Frenzy of Onslaught gives you frenzy charges, but then when you get to max, it consumes them all and gives you onslaught, right? So basically, I'm not getting a lot of charges right now. I'm getting no endurance charges, I'm getting frenzy charges, then they go away, and I'm getting no power charges, only absorption charges. So hopefully that makes sense. But still, I mean, like, I was playing Power Siphon on a 6-link with just like kind of junky gear, and this is feeling way stronger already, even though it's so gimped. It still feels pretty good. Like the Heralds of Katava, as you go down this trough, you know, you'll run into some of them, and they were feeling very oh, I almost died right there. So I have to remind you guys too, like I don't have any ES leech, so my ES pool goes down. It doesn't have a way to come back up right now. So that's a huge problem, right? So I need to level up and get those, and then this will even look better with just a couple points, just those few things. 1 chaos trade. Hey man, I'm filming a YouTube video. I'm not doing a 1C trade with you. I'm so broke, I will probably do a 1C trade. I have 25C in my bank, and I owe a divine. Anyway, I was hoping to get to like a rare Herald of Katava and see if he'll actually kill me or not, because they're usually, you run into him fairly often around here. But I could be wrong, because it might be the next feeding trough, I think, is probably where that happens more. And that guy almost killed me. So based on that fight right there, I do think that if I go fight Katava, like on the stream right this second, if I just, oh, here's a, what they call it, Herald of Katava guy. So he just did a big slam on me. That would one-shot me every time on my other build. Okay, so I died. That's kind of what I was expecting. He's just, without any endurance charges, I'm not as tanky as I would like to be. And without a lot of the other things, the energy shield not leeching, not that great, right? But you can see where I'm at. And so what I'm hoping to do is within like an hour, just level up a bunch of my buddies, and this guy will be completely transformed, hopefully, even without the Ralcash boots. So that's what I'll come back and show you guys. I'm going to cut it for now, and see you soon. Well, guys, it's either a day or 2 days. I think it's 2 days later now. Yeah, 2 days later, it's Thursday morning, and doing some things with this character has been more difficult than I expected. I'm finally, I feel like I'm to a place where I can start doing some light farming. I still don't have Ralcash boots. I'm hoping that today I can get the farming done to buy the boots, but it took me a lot more work to get here than I thought, and so I'm just going to end this video with what you have now, and I'm gonna make a different video that's going to be like getting from where I was in this video to being able to actually kill monsters and do a farming strategy. So hope you guys join me in the next one.